Welcome, my dear friends, for the yet another interview. We have Siddharth Talwalkar from Pune, and he has done an
Thank you, sir.
excellent business, whereas in general insurance aspect is concerned. He has been there in the industry for almost more than 10 years, completed more than 14 crores of business. Let's listen from him that what his achievement and how has he progressed in this particular industry. If you are super
Right.
excited, just click in the link below and type down super excited to learn from Siddharth. Yes, Siddharth. Share
Yes, sir.
something
Very
about
good morning
yourself.
to you.
Very
Yes.
good one.
I'll just take you to a brief journey of my in general insurance sector. So basically, actually, I started after my MBA in 2003, and that was actually in a life insurance with a life insurance company. So I worked there hardly for 1 year, but I realized that life insurance is not really my cup of tea. And since 2004, I have been in the general insurance space itself. Worked for about 10 and a half years with various insurers at various levels, handling a team size of right from one person in the beginning to 42 people towards the end. And after that, for now, almost 10 years, 20th of March 2024, I'll complete 10 years of starting my own business. That is how my journey has been. There have been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of learnings, a lot of good days, a lot of days where I actually felt like crying. So the entire gamut of things that I've experienced in the last 20 and a half years in the industry.
So fantastic. So you mean to say that you were working at some other insurance company and after
Yes,
that you
yes,
thought of starting your own business?
yes. So
That's a
I'll be
great
very honest. Sorry,
that's a
yes, go
great
ahead.
shift from a job mentality to an
Yes,
entrepreneur mentality. So
yes.
what actually made you to think about going for an entrepreneur mentality?
So, sir, to be honest, one of my primary core values, the top three values, is freedom. And second thing is also the ethics and morality that I want to follow. And needless to say, I'll not take names, but needless to say, in the corporate sector, there is no freedom, and ethics, morality is also very difficult to find. So, unfortunately, I did not get very good bosses. I always looked for the profile and some learning, but never looked for a good boss. And that is what life gave me, a lot of learnings and not a good boss, because of which I always felt that there's something missing. I
No, I
achieved
would say
109.
there is a little bit of difference, probably because of that you are here.
Yes, that's what exactly I was coming to. Because of that, the situation that maybe life put me into or I put myself into, I then finally took a call saying that, boss, this is enough. And then I want to start something on my own, whether I do little business, little earning, more earning, but I'll be my own boss. I'll not have to face the BS that goes on in a typical corporate life. So that is how I decided to start my own business.
That's really fantastic. And
Yes,
after
sir.
that, the journey started.
Journey started, and so March 2014 I started the journey, and this 20th March 2024 I'll complete 10 years of running my own business, and I run it as a business. I don't run it as a typical agency. That is one difference that I always wanted to have for myself, and that is touch wood, I have been successful in doing it.
So that's a great learning. In fact, agency model, most of the people felt they put
Yes,
themselves into the shoes of just as an
yes,
agent. But when you
yes,
look yourself as a business, your entire perspective changed. So what is it
yes.
that actually you do differently? Because you are saying that I'm an entrepreneur, or I look it as a business, not as an agency. So what do you actually mean by doing that?
So, if I were to explain it to you in simple terms, in marketing, what we called as positioning. So there's another term for it called as frame, early frame announcement, we call it. So if I approach, because my primary base is all institutional and SMEs that I have chosen, I don't go into retail much. I'm not much into retail health. So when I approach a corporate, so the way I approach them very clearly tells them that I am a business owner, I am the owner of my company, I am the CEO of my company, and so that gives a very different uh, a different impression to the person rather than matlab, I'm sorry to say this, I don't want to demean anybody, but the general perception of agents is that joli latka ke aa gaye hamare paas, या वो typical एक होता है चिपकू and all that. That impression is completely cut off because ek to I dress formally. I've seen a lot of agents unfortunately go in casual clothes or semi-formal clothes. All these things put a very different impression in front of your prospect. I always dress one or two levels above my prospect or my customers. I go in a car which is one or two levels above my prospect. That gives them an impression that, well, this guy doesn't really need our business. He has expertise. He's a subject matter expert, but he doesn't really need my business. So let me at least give him a hearing. What is he wants to say. So that is how one of the things that makes a difference.
That's really fantastic. So everybody, please make a note that number one is framing. How do you frame yourself in front of the customer? How do you
Yes,
position yourself? Second is
yes,
wear a formal clothing. Number
yes,
three is always be above the customer,
yes. One or two levels.
anticipate,
Yes,
giving a perception that you are in subject matter expert and they
yes,
need you rather than, of
yes,
course, it's our business, we also need them. But the positioning has to be as if that they need us because of
yes,
our expertise. That's lovely.
yes,
So when you
yes,
started, how
yes.
did you start with your prospecting and how did you came up with going to SME segment selection specifically?
So, sir, again, here my thought process was always that I don't want to be perceived as, again, unfortunately, again, no offense to anybody. Jhula latka ke koi ek aa gaya hamare paas. I never wanted that kind of a impression to go in the market. That was one. So I had to target somebody which were more like a corporate kind of setup. Because with retail, again, it will be the same thing. I'll go to sell some mediclaim or sell car insurance or something like that. I didn't want to do that. That was one of the ideas behind that. Second thing was when I approach and when I my entire business is based on referencing. I have never ever done any online marketing. I have never even approached any of my friends or relatives who are at good positions in good companies. In fact, one of my relatives, my sage, matlab, it's like a very close relation, my chachu. He's the owner of an extremely big software company in India. I have never approached them. Entire thing has been through references in the market. So for that also, when I approach, say, another intermediary, another agent, or maybe a mutual fund distributor to pitch them about my business, they need to feel confident that okay, if I place my customer's business with Siddharth and his team, I'm sure that it will be taken care of. It will be in good hands. That is how I've always done my prospecting.
So what I understand from here that is you're collaborating with people for getting
Yes,
more and more references. So
yes,
your methodology has been rather B2C to B2B.
yes. So initially, when I started off, I started more like on a consolidation model, wherein like we have agents of or advisors of insurance companies. My company, Empower Financial Solution, has its own set of agents. So these might be associated with maybe one or two other insurance companies, whether life or general or MF or anything or standalone health insurance. But for us, we are like a one-stop solution for them. That is how I started off with. Later on, as the business grew, later on we could develop our own corporate tie-ups. We could got references from different people. We directly and to today's day, if I were to tell you, close to 90% of the business is my own captive business. When I started off, I didn't have even 10% of my captive business. I had zero. I started from zero. But today's day, it is more than 90%. I've got a set of about 40 associates, out of which roughly 30, 32 are active month on month basis. So all those things also we keep on doing.
So, my dear
Plus,
friend,
if I
let us understand the key role over here. See, different marketing strategies are there. One, the
yes,
person is going door to door. Number one.
yes,
Number two is he is promoting himself and he is getting it across. Third is he's a domain expert and he's
yes,
helping others to source
yes,
business, and
yes,
thereby he can get into a massive line of
absolutely,
business because they have
absolutely,
influence. We have a product knowledge. We marry
exactly,
this together and we breed. So it's a
exactly,
lovely combination of working.
exactly.
That's really great. Fantastic.
So can I just add one more thing here?
Sure.
You used a word called collaboration. That is exactly how I operate. Not only with these other associates, I've got four other partners. We call them business partners. They are not legal partners. Each have their own individual companies. But then, since I specialize in general insurance, if I try to do everything, I shall try to sell life also. My team is running around MF also, some other investments, some maybe Bitcoin or something. I believe that it becomes a hodgepodge. So what we do essentially is we have got tie-up with different people who are there are three other people who are again, like I said, we call them business partners just to show the respect to them. They are experts in their own field. So one of my partners is an expert in life insurance, another one takes care of mutual fund and investments, another one deals in corporate funding. So all of us work like a power team. So we get a synergy, the synergy through collaboration. That is what has helped us grow our business. And since general insurance is relatively, and MF is relatively very easy to source, let's say, or it's required on a daily basis, we keep getting a lot of leads from these people. That is how I've grown my business. And in case we get an inquiry from any of the corporates for, say, life insurance or anything else or corporate funding requirement, those we refer to those people. So all of us are in our field from 17, 18 years plus in our own fields. So we are experts, we have network in the market, because the principal company, it is very important to have a excellent connect with the principal also, because typically in case of general insurance, there are so many claims, so many situations where you require a lot of guidance, sometimes you have to put your foot down, sometimes you have to throw your weight around. So once the other person gets some confidence saying that Siddharth and his team can really do that for my customer, then they are happy to place the business with us.
Fantastic. So, everybody, when we think about, sir, I don't have prospects, sir, I don't have anybody where I can work with, or one good idea can actually click. I want you to identify at this moment period of time who are the people who can just get connected on the professional grounds, and then you can have an internal collaborative approach. And, in their business, you can support in your business, they can support, and ultimately it's a growth.
Exactly.
Now, one more
Exactly.
area to be understood is becoming a domain expert.
Right,
Okay,
sir.
that very clearly defined that each one of us are our domain experts,
Yes.
and because of it, the professional, we go as an individual person, but we present ourselves as a one-stop shop solution. And when
Exactly.
in today's market, when people find that all the solution is available at one particular place, it becomes a great thing. Lovely, fantastic.
Absolutely.
That again,
Absolutely.
a great learning to each and every one. So, what are
Sir,
the
sorry,
challenges? Yeah,
can I just add one more thing? I'm so sorry to interrupt. So I'll give you an example here. We call it a generic brand, right? So suppose Xerox has become so much of a generic brand that even if a person is going for a photocopy on a Canon machine, he'll say Xerox nikal ke aa raha hu. Yeah, there's a Almari. Almari is always a Godrej ki Almari. That is a generic brand. That way we position ourselves as a generic brand. Insurance equal to Siddharth, Siddharth equal to insurance. So insurance equal to Empower, which is my company, Empower equal to insurance. So anything, whether even customers come to us with policies which don't belong to us, but we help them out. And that they remember later and that gives us business. That is how I've developed my model.
lovely, lovely, fantastic. So, what are the challenges, Siddharth, you would like to share over the journey that you practically rosy picture everybody sees?
Yeah,
Under the carpet, nobody actually
I
sees.
know.
And what is, I would like to
Actually.
understand what are the under the carpet scenario while you are growing.
So, if I were to give you a sweeping picture of the over the last 10 years, the competition has increased like crazy. And the per se, the competition in terms of knowledge or technology or anything we don't fear, or even the relationships that we have, we don't fear. What happens is undercutting. Now, people want to give passbacks and all that. That is something we absolutely have not given even 1 rupee passback. We're dead against it. We are okay with losing a customer, but we will not give passback. And we clearly tell them that, boss, this is our salary. You get a fixed salary on 30th of every month. We don't get a salary. And if you, especially that happens with GMC, Group Mediclaim. So brokers or other agents who want to cut the deal, they make the brokerage as zero and then they try to offer it to. So this is another way of kind of pass back, that letting go of their brokerage. And we clearly tell our customers, so if you want service, we cannot do this. If you may want to just issue a policy, yeah, we'll issue a policy. We'll meet you exactly after 1 year for renewal. Otherwise, we will not be able to service you. In Corona times, we have serviced people at zero brokerage also because everybody was going through a lot of bad time. So we have done that also. And that also example we give to our customers saying that that time we did it, but if you expect it every time, sorry, it is not happening. And we are very clear about it. We are okay to lose business, but not give anything in passback or zero brokerage or anything like that.
So, what is the
So
biggest case size that you have catered to?
biggest ticket size you're saying?
Yeah,
One single policy, if you were to talk about, around 94 lakhs. That was a CAR proposal of a road construction project. And overall, with this client, if you're talking about, the annual premium would go to around 1.25 CR or something, because
lovely.
they've
So,
got a
for
lot
all
of
the viewers, CAR is contractors all risk
all
policy,
risk.
and the total premium is 94 lakhs. So, that is the kind
Yes.
of premium that you can look at, provided you are in a specialized market scenario.
Yes.
This is all
Yes.
about specialized market, right? But positioning starts, and that sky's the limit in that case.
Yes. Yes.
And any specific objection handling, scenario that you would recollect, which was near to your heart when you were about to lose a case, or you just got that particular thing in your favor?
So again, like I was telling you about the positioning and the frame aspect of it. So our frame, what happens unfortunately in the market is that a lot of times if a person feels, any salesperson, if he feels that he's losing the deal or to get a deal, they try to give a lot of bol bachan, what we call as bol bachan. We do not believe in bol bachan at all. We say what is clearly there, what is clearly not there. And I'll promise you, say, for example, 10 units, I'll try to give you 10 or 11 or 12 units. If you expect the moon from us, that is not happening. We are not gods. I clearly tell them that I don't own the insurance company. I don't own the insurance sector. We are like a doctor. Doctor knows how the body works. But if you say, why is the body this way? Why is the hand here? Why is the head here? That is designed by somebody else. And I have no control on that. I'm like your insurance doctor. I can tell you what can happen, what cannot happen. And there have been cases where customers' claims, like 30, 40 lakh claims, have been rejected because the coverage was not there, because the coverage was not possible because of a typical scenario of that client. Despite that, the client is still with us. And for the last 8.5 years, Touchwood, sir, right from the first month of my starting April 2014 till date, I have got that client on my books. The client that has come to me has never gone out from us because of either service issues or pricing issues or anything like that. The only reason customers have left us is probably because of, say, favoritism or nepotism or something, some internal, a bank pressurizing them for taking the insurance. Then client also has no control. We also have no control. But beyond that, we have never lost a client. And I know a lot of thousands of people from my industry. To be honest, I doubt if I know anybody who can say such a thing over a period of 10 years. Maybe once, twice here and there. Because initially when I started, a lot of people they're always skeptical and they're always trying to bet against you. In a match also, people are trying to bet against you, right? So a lot of people said, हाँ fluke होगा, हो गया होगा, एक time हो गया, दो time हो गया. For a couple of years they did that. And after that, I can't be lucky for 10 years, right? Without giving pass back, without doing anything. इसमें से कोई मेरा सगे संबंधी नहीं है कि ऐसा नहीं कि मैं किसी का जमाई हूँ इसके लिए मुझे बिजनेस मिल गया. How am I getting the business? Because I follow a system. Because I follow something that works. And no Joel, no Bol Bachchan, nothing like that. Very clear cut. I am what is called as a point and shoot kind of person. So I am very clear about what I commit and I deliver more than that.
Fantastic. So you talk about systems. So what is the kind of
Yes.
system that you are practically using as on today's period of time?
So we have systems for everything. We don't just go randomly with anything. So we have a system for prospecting. We have a system for follow-ups. We have a system for once the customer is on our books, we have a certain MIS. And all this I have developed. It's all mere दिमाग की उपज है वो सब. So not to brag or anything, but I'm telling you what the fact is. So we have a certain MIS. We have a renewal tracker. We have, if somebody has not come on our books, then or come on our books and still lost it, typically in case of motor or something that happens. So we have a way of tracking it, saying that okay, this say February, say March of 15 last year we had lost somebody, so we start approaching those people 1 month in advance, saying that okay, sir, last time you did not do it for whatever reason. This is the quote from us, or can we try it this time? We have a certain system for that. We have a system for follow up. So in case a lot of times what happens is that with the principal company also, despite you talking to them, sending them details, mailing it to them, also there's a lag in getting the result. So we have a certain system of follow-up that we'll follow this up after 2 days or after 4 days or after 7 days, whichever way. So accordingly, our mails, we shoot our mails. The only difference is all this is offline because maybe I come from the slightly old times, so there was not so much of technology and AI that time, and it continued this way. So that is one thing, but the systems are in place absolutely, and they are almost foolproof.
Lovely. So, at one stage, when you're working small, you don't require systems. But when
Yes,
you want to grow big, you require systems. But I'll tell
exactly.
you one thing. It's like पहले मुर्गी या पहले अंडा. पहले
Correct.
सिस्टम बनाओ या फिर पहले बड़े
Exactly.
बनाओ फिर सिस्टम बनाओ.
Exactly.
So what
exactly.
you would suggest in this case?
I would always suggest that you have to have systems in place first. And in fact, for the regarding the online part that you talked about right now, since I did not do that, that is the exact reason why I've joined your workshop, the silver and the gold membership, and also looking forward to the next memberships, is because your entire thing is based on online. And before coming across your ad, I never thought that was possible. I never thought that this could somebody could actually source things online. The only difference here is that you're talking primarily about the marketing aspect and actually sales happening offline. I'm just exploring that can I also have an online sales model to club with your model? If that happens, all India is a market for anybody. And I think that will be fantastic. But what you have developed, sir, is an amazing system. And what you teach is so simple and lucid that I think anybody can understand. But like you asked the question, system comes first. I think it was
Absolutely.
Henry Ford. Sorry, it was Henry Ford who had said this that you destroy, you take away everything that I have. Just give me a system and I'll bring back the entire structure. I'll bring back the entire thing on its feet in whatever time, 6 months, 1 year. Systems first.
Lovely, fantastic. And specifically, you've been learning a lot.
Yes,
You've been learning from various other places.
yes,
So,
yes,
what is that drive that you need to keep yourself updated, upgraded, and learn continuously?
yes, sir.
So,
I am
what
a
keeps
continuous, yes, I am a continuous learner, and I not only learn regarding insurance, I keep on doing a lot of different courses. I keep on doing a lot of reading. So I just finished with the NLP practitioner workshop with YSR. Then I keep on, even if I'm not able to do too many things right now because there are so many things happening at the same time. I keep on attending Rajiv Talreja's webinar, Siddharth Rajshekar's webinar, or some of the other webinars I keep on attending. So usually till last week, our silver sessions used to be every day at 9 o'clock, whether recorded or live. So then that slot was kind of booked. But now, since that is not there, I keep on attending. Right now, I'm attending Tanvi Gogia's there's some webinar happening for 3 days. I try to keep on learning. I try to keep on making notes. I try to always keep on looking at where do I stand? What is the gap? Like we say, a gap analysis, current state to desired state. So this is my current state. This is the desired state. Where is the gap? And this learning, how can I apply to my situation so that I can get to the desired state? I always keep on learning. All I would say almost 6 to 7 days out of 7
lovely? And that's, a daily routine. I always tell to
daily.
all the participants, we have a bath on everyday basis.
Yes,
Similarly,
yes,
when you have learning, it's a bath for your
yes,
brain
yes,
because
yes.
dirt can come from any of the corner. And if you're
Absolutely,
washing on daily basis, it makes a lot of difference.
absolutely,
And my mentor
absolutely.
used to always say, if you are shifting just 1 degree every day in 365 days,
Yes,
you shift 365 degrees.
365 degrees.
It
Perfect.
is something, which is excellent, par excellent. And Siddharth, I've been seeing you implementing.
That's
The
all.
best aspect is learning and implementing. Both two are different things. So, what
Yes, yes.
keeps you doing implementations?
So I have got certain picture. Like I said, a desired state. I have always keep a desired state in my mind that this is where I want to reach, and am I there? If I'm not there, then I have to continuously keep on improving myself, continuously keep on working towards it, implementing the things that I learned from various mentors, whether it is you regarding the marketing skills for insurance, or whether, like I said, YSR. So I have a lot of visualizations, meditations, affirmations, a lot of things that I keep on doing on a daily basis. I have a very strict daily routine, so I keep on doing that. Additionally, typically what happens, a person when he's driving, so either he's listening to music or talking to friends or whatever on the phone. In my case, what I do is almost 50-60% of my driving time goes in listening to some of the other podcast or some YouTube video regarding self-development. Maybe 30-40% is some calls, either office related or personal calls, and 10% is probably music. My majority time goes in self development. I go for morning walks. It's a 40-minute walk. I'm continuously listening to some of the other podcast, and that goes on. So I'm feeding. It's like satsang, what we say. It's the environment that I'm trying to create, even if I cannot be at all these places, because I think Siddharth Rajshekhar is in Chennai, this Rajiv is in Bangalore, you are in Mumbai, so I can't be physically at all these places, but the satsang goes on through e-satsang. I try to keep myself in always, always, everyday basis.
That is really fantastic. And in fact, this has been my routine since last 20 years,
Wow.
21 years, right? 2002 till now. And I believe
Wow.
one thing, that is what we see in fruits is basically the results of the roots. And if the
Exactly.
roots are strong, the fruits ought to be strong. One of my mentor,
Absolutely.
Blair Singer,
Absolutely.
he always says that when the person development takes place,
Right.
the business development ought to happen.
Absolutely.
But what
Absolutely.
people try to work is do towards business development, and the
Yes.
personal development is left aside. That's where
Yes.
the field completely lies there. No,
Absolutely.
you are seeing, you're actually creating a hole which you practically not aware about. Fantastic.
Exactly.
Whereas
Thank
the
you so much.
technology is concerned, you were saying about technology. So, what is the
Yes, sir.
future technology plan that you are planning for yourself?
So this prism funnels that you have started, that is actually kind of a one-stop solution for any of the insurance agents or any of the people who want to make it big in the insurance sector, whether life or general, doesn't matter, or maybe even for MF or something. I'm not really sure of that. But that kind of a solution that you have readily made available is something that I'll be the next step for me. Because like I said, 10 years it has always been offline and referral basis and all that. And I think I'm not sure if you or maybe Rajiv Talreja in one of his webinars had said that this referral model, what happens? There's a lot of ups and downs because we don't have any control on whether somebody will refer. We can ask for a reference, that's one thing, but whether they'll give the reference or no, whether it will work out or no, we don't know. But the model that you are actually teaching here, wherein the, like you're saying, your ad, FB ad or Insta ad is actually a 24 by 7 salesman for you. And your prospect can watch it at any time, or maybe around say 9ish, 9 p.m. or so, that usually people are at home, relaxed after dinner and all that. That is a fantastic system. That's why I love your system, and I'm so regular with your workshops. You asked me the other day that what keeps you motivated, because this is an entirely different way of doing business for me. And my entire thing is offline, and this online opportunity that you have created, I am just in awe of it. So that's why I keep on attending all this.
So fantastic. In fact, there are, a lot of marketing things that we are going to incorporate. Basically, there are
Yes.
two methods. One is hygienic method and other is a magnetic method. We want
Okay.
to focus purely on magnetic method. Hygienic,
Magnetic, right?
absolutely, the person should be doing whatever the offline
Okay.
activities the person is doing. But over a period of time, what I see, that is the best known will always
Right.
beat. No, that's the
Yes.
state.
Yes. Yes.
No, best known will always
Will
beat
always be the best.
the best. So if you
Absolutely.
are known in the market, you will
Yes.
definitely get a first leverage. And that's where,
Yes.
I keep on asking everybody to be online, set up your own systems, get with your Facebook, Instagram, go on with YouTubes, and
Perfect.
let people know that you are one amongst the expert. Very
Perfect.
surprisingly, out of the entire total population of 24 lakh insurance professional, only 3,500 people are somewhere qualifying MDRT. So
Oh, okay.
huge scope and potential that everybody is. What is the one
True.
last piece of advice that you would like to give to the viewers?
I would say that have courage, because courage is where you start. Be always work on an ethical model. Never get into all this bull butcher and all that. Never get into that, because it is short term gain, long term pain. And as sir said, always keep on daily basis, whatever come what may, please keep on posting on social media so that you are known and seen as an expert. Keep the frame that I was referring to, that when you approach the market, you go as there as an expert. And of course, I'm sure that you would already have gained the knowledge. So I'm assuming that you have that knowledge. And keep like you say, lifetime value of a customer. So always keep on looking for the long term, and I'm sure you'll succeed. My best wishes to all of you.
Thank you so much, Siddharth. That was really a lovely
Thank you,
interview.
sir.
Everyone, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And we've been running this particular training institute where we help insurance professionals to move their business from offline to online. If you have not yet registered for any of our courses, just get in touch with my team. The link will be somewhere around in the description. And please be continuing watching the interviews, and your feedbacks are very important. Write down any new suggestions that you have or a certain topic that you want to get covered into the YouTube, and I will promise that I'll incorporate the same system in the coming forefront series. Thank you so much and all the
Thank
best.
you,
Bye
sir.
bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye bye.